Well, hello. It's December 27th. I had to cough, and I didn't want to cough and blow up your speaker. All right, it's Wednesday. I have a cleaning lady that comes in every 2 weeks, twice a month. It's actually every other week. Not twice a month. It's every other week. So it makes it a little more than twice. Anyway, it's a glorious day because this lady came in with 3 helpers. Uno, dos, tres. She usually has 2, but now she has 3. So they drive down from West Palm Beach. Oh my God. So anyway, so everything is clean and it smells clean because they mop the floor. They mop the floor and they follow their way out the door. It's funny. The last mops, are going right out the door. Crazy. My computer just said it's 5:30. Whoop, there it goes. You see the time? That's the exact time. That's pretty nice. It's red, white, and blue. And it looks a little burnt out because it's a little bright. I have a remote thing here. Let's see if I can figure out where the hell it is. I keep putting things where moving stuff around. Oh well. I'll fix that another day. It's supposed to be right there, but it's not right there. Maybe it's over here. Whoops. Crash burn. I just heard the crickets. It's crickets. Oh boy. Anyway, so there's I could do it on the button in the back, but this button's on the back. I don't want to deal with that. But if I turn the brightness down just a little bit, the color, you'll see the red better and the blue better. If I turn the ambient light down, there's no change. Anyway, I don't usually come on at 5:30, but Marilyn called me and said she's going out with 2 people in the bank to talk about matters. So that means I probably have an hour, which is good. Yeah. Myopia affects 4 in 10 people and may soon affect 5 in 10 people. That's quite a picture, huh? I wasn't interested in myopia. I was actually interested in this picture of the eyeball. With a blue eyeball, man, that is blue. Whew. Anyway, that means you're nearsighted, which means you can see near but you can't see far. And it's because your eyeball is a little oblong. It's not round. If it was more round, that would be, then you wouldn't have myopia. You'd have hyperopia. Myopia is nearsighted. I was nearsighted. Well, I had cataracts, and if you know what that means the actual lens becomes clouded. And if you don't do anything about it, you'll end up not being able to see at all. So when I had they do one eye at a time because they don't want to make a mistake on both eyes, and then you're like screwed, so anyway, they do one at a time. And I remember I looked, it was like 10 years, it was like 12 years ago. So I said, oh my God, look at that. Because I was holding one eye and holding the other eye. And, they set it so that you're farsighted. Well, that's what I wanted. I got one's a little closer than the other. Of course, I was playing a lot of golf and I wanted to see the ball, hit the fairway, from where I'm hitting from. They didn't quite get it right. I got one eye, like a little bit close, and the other eye is, long distance. But, what are you going to do? But, the other thing because of the cataract, it was like a tent. And it was like I was looking through an iced tea glass, I swear to God. Because when they did the one eye, and next month they would do the other eye, so I had one eye with the surgery performed, and I have an appointment to have the other eye done in 30 days. The doctor wants you to have a follow-up visit. He looks to see how it was done, all stuff. But, it was like so tinted, looking, going back and forth, holding my eyes. And it was amazing how, anyway, so the cataract surgery not only fixed up the coloration, because that means your color was not quite right, but you get used to it, because your brain is looking through the eyes all the time, and they say, okay, well, that's supposed to be white. Let's make it look like it's white. I mean, that's what the brain does. It's unbelievable. But it wasn't white. It was coffee. Anyway, it was a magical performance. So now I have to watch my blood sugar. Let me show you that chart. There we go. Bingo! It was 193 at about 10 after 5. And I'll show you this. Whoops. So I have to, watch out for my blood sugar. So I have this neat little thing, which you can see right here. It's a little stainless steel cylinder. I have a number on it. And it's like a thermos, but it's real skinny. So, I can put it in my briefcase, just, very nicely. As opposed to having like a big thermos, that's hard to put in a briefcase. Or hand it over to Marilyn, she puts it in her purse, or whatever. I took it over to the kids' place, and I threw it in a bag that we carried some presents in. Anyway, so let me just show you how cool this thing is. So, lid comes off. It's nice and chilled inside. I have strings on. So this is my insulin thing. my injection pen, and you know, look, you take it off. There's a needle on the top. You screw the needle on the top. You set the amount, the number of units of insulin. Like I just took 5.5 because it was just climbing up to 200. So I figured we'll knock off the 200 with 2 units, and we'll give myself 3 more units. So I set this to 5.5. And I can see on the end here that I had 5. You're not going to be able to see that. You can barely see it. But what it says, I took it 15 minutes ago. So, yeah. And you see how the chart is coming down? Yep. You want to keep it in the green. So I let it, I can slide this over. So it looks like 9:50, 9:45, 9:50. Not quite, or 8:45, 8:50. Anyway, so the other thing let me go here. So this is a thing you put in the freezer. It's one of those things that it's got some kind of gel in there, and this is sealed. So you slip that in there, which keeps it cold, because even though this is a thermos, the top is not a vacuum. They have a little reflective on there, and there's probably foam behind there, but it doesn't quite have the characteristics. But the outside is perfectly whatever my hand temperature is. This is in a bag, and it has strings, so you can get it out of there. Because when you get it in there with the other thing, that I can show you. See how that is. So the blue thing is in there. You can. Let me try it this way here. So that may be able to see the blue thing. Nope. Anyway, so the string helps you get the thing out of there. And it keeps that real cold blue thing, which is like 0 degrees. So it doesn't get right on the pen. It's got that little cloth, separation. Keeps the 2 pieces separated just a little bit. Oh, that's good. So I took it over to the kids' apartment when we had Christmas dinner. 10.5-pound rib roast, 4 ribs. Was that good? Oh, God. It's amazing. Anyway, let's get off. We don't want to see that anymore. Let's go to pictures. There we go. Is that, I don't know what the music taking over. So I have a sight, a laser sight that fits on the slide. So instead of trying to put something between these 2 dots, you set the sight. So it's this laser doodad. It's like a little laser light that shoots up into this parabolic semi-reflective material, and you can see that dot. The one that I actually got. Let's see if it shows. look at all these pictures. Okay. I can show you this way. It's amazing what you can do if you can. There it is right there. That's Vice. This is not the one. Let's go here. My orders. And then I'll click on this. I got it with points. I had a credit card with like 7,000 points. So the price, it used 4,000 of the 7,000, or 400 of the 700 points. Cost me 0. I'll prove it to you. Review order. Is it here? $3.99, $28 in tax. Rewards points, $427. Grand total 0. How about that? I noticed those points on that, what do you call it? I forget. Hey. Anyway, so this is the product that I got with the points. It fits on your pistol. They call it a reflective circle reflective pistol sight with large objective lens. It's huge, which you need because you're holding your hand straight out, and you kind of like, and this is what I want to show you. Bang on. You see that? This is what the laser sight will show you. You can have the dot all by itself, and you can have a dot with this inside circle, and a dot with the next circle, or a dot with this 32 MOA. So I set it to this one. And it's, user settable. So the green then is where the gray is. And they're just showing you the 2 other positions that you can have set up. And so if you turn on this one's off. It's pretty cool. Anyway, just showed up. I'll have to figure out which weapon it screws onto. It's they should have some pictures with it on. A pistol. Oh, there's one. You see, here's. I think this is it, right? This is a side view of it. Yeah, it should be. You unscrew this screw and slide out this thing, and that's where the battery is. And this is up-down setting. And there's another one on top here for left-right. But that's how it sits on the pistol. So it's not too big. And there's the circles. You can have red or green. You pick. I took green. I thought green was more interesting. And you've got the 3 possible settings for the outer ring. With a dot or without a dot. I might not even leave the dot on there. This is features of it. Shake awake. So when it's sleeping, in the box and, wherever you have the sight on the pistol in the shelf, the LED goes off in 10 minutes. I turned it off I think manually. You hold both buttons. There's two buttons on the side. You hold them both in for 3 seconds and goes off. It's actually 4 seconds, but who's counting? It's got the super LED. There it is. And it has an interesting reflective optical arrangement, which I noticed today. And right now, I'd give this sucker 5 stars. This one's, look at this guy. He says it's a verified purchase, and it was October 2023, so that's good. This is my second 507 competition site. Has great features. Fits very popular footprint. The place that it goes on the back of the slide, which is pre-cut out for a specific dimension, which is the dimension. It's called the Weaver. The Weaver format. Reasonably priced. How about $0? The best feature is the window, very large. And a lot of the other ones aren't quite so large. So when you're out there, you can't hardly not get that, in view, because it has a little bit of a wide angle kind of a convex optics. Wider and taller. Some may prefer taller, but I think it works great in acquiring your target. I will probably use the 2 MOA dot and the 8 MOA circle, which is exactly what I picked. Okay, enough of that. Go back to the pictures. Yes, here we go. I updated the software in my watch today. The Apple Watch. It's magical. I love it. Oh, you can see it there. It comes on when you move your wrist. It comes brighter. It's always on. It's an always on display. They figured out how to do that without draining the battery. So you turn your wrist so you're looking for the time, and there it is. 5:51. And in 12 seconds, it's going to be 52. Anyway, so I don't know they didn't say what the exact enhancements were for this update, but you just do it. I mean, they spend weeks and weeks and weeks. You get a watch update every month or 6 weeks, whereas on the iPhone, I get an update, almost every 2 weeks. That's my iPhone right there with the time, and when you leave it alone for a while, it switches to all pictures. We may see it by the end of my conversation here. This is Judy Gore. This is what Daniel is selling. It's a Lexus. This is a 350 XL something. He had a guy that went, that reviewed the whole Tesla thing. And then he came into the Lexus and looked at that and talked to Daniel. Daniel's a sales manager there at Lexus on Sample Road. And he said, I decided, He said, I didn't know what I was going to do when I came in here, but I decided to buy the Lexus because the Tesla was, so boring. I pay all this money for a car, and, you got a screen, you got a seat, you got a steering wheel, and it's like stripped down like you're in a spaceship. It is. And, yeah, it's kind of boring. So we'll see if I'm going to. Anyway, so he's there. So I sent him a picture of that car and I said, sell some cars. Yeah, kidding around. Okay, here's. We had a full moon 2 nights ago. Look at that. That's a picture with an iPhone. And you can actually see the features of the moon. I mean, not terrifically. The edges are a little goofy. You can see, look how it's lighting up the top part of the cloud underneath. You don't see that very often. That was more interesting to me than the stupid moon, but anyway, there's everyone can see the moon pictures. That's pretty nice. It was coming up right over this building. Comes up this way from where we are on the planet. If you're in Dubai, it comes up another way. Look at that. You get the red up on top. Kind of like that picture. You can see, I'm kind of pointing here because I can't point. Well, I guess I could, but should I point here or should I point there? Well, my arm is resting on my desktop here, so I'll point from here. If it was better here, I would do it. Call me up on my number. Let me know what you want. Anyway, there's, it's a few minutes earlier. Look, it's amazing. With an iPhone set on the 5x zoom. There's the same view. You see the top of that building right there? That's that building right there. You see how here the display has changed? Whoop. The message came up and this whole thing shows you the message. That's a view outside my condominium apartment. It's nice. Over here you can see the ocean. You got a little sliver of the ocean. So we're a mile. We are almost exactly, to within like 10 feet. We are 1 mile away from the mean high tide level of the ocean. I figure that's far enough away if there's like a tsunami or something. I won't get, my windows won't be blown in. Because we are 90 feet. We're on the 8th level, so we're 90 feet above. Does this tell me? I used that one. Let's see how you do that. Oh. There is a gauge that tells you your elevation, but it's not on this one. This one goes with the little dots around here, are like the seconds. So Brennan and Daniel, or Daniel, maybe it's Daniel. He bought us these three-way charging things. So your phone sticks to the back of that. See here, this it's sticking to the back of this. But this is ugly. So I wired this up out on the table where we watch, the cocktail table where we watch TV. That's like between the two couches, not the big one that's in front of your feet, but the side table. So we got one for me and one for Marilyn. So you put your phone on this thing, and then you put your Apple ear. This is ear, and it has noise abatement, so it knocks out the exterior sounds, which it really works unbelievable. It's hard to believe that you can have that built into his little tiny ear things you see with the white tail coming out. So that goes in there. The phone goes up on the black thing or the white thing. And then you see here, this is like a cup. And the back of the watch sits right on top of that. So you can have three things charging at once. But the nice thing is the phone sticks right on there and charges. No connecting, no wires. And there's a magnetic peripheral here that they've upgraded the magnets. Because that thing is, you almost need two hands to separate the phone from this thing. But you just slide it down, it comes right off. But if you try to pull it straight out, this whole thing will come up off the table. Because it's not that heavy. Very nice gift. For a technology guy, which I have to admit I am somewhat of a technology grandpa. Those things are very good. You're getting old when your grandchildren are in college. Holy crap. Let's see, let's do the math. Oh, geez, I'm 103. Here's sausage and beans. This is part of the Christmas dinner thing. So I took a close-up of that. Look how nice that looks. Looks yummy. You can almost taste that sausage. And the beans are so good. Oh. They saute them, in a pan, and they sprinkle foo-foo juice on there. Anyway, it's good. Up there's the four happy people. Daniel, Brennan, and Marilyn. And yours truly. With hair everywhere. Marilyn should have tucked in that hair. She's got antlers on. There's Daniel. He's freaking huge. Look at this, the top of the refrigerator. He's that much higher than the refrigerator. Can you imagine? That's like crazy. So this is, a new feature with the iPhone, the Apple app, which is, see if I can show it here. It's hard to. It's the app that looks like a flower. It's right next to my fax button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's nine spots over. As you can, you can see a big one here. You just count over 9, and it's right in the middle of the screen. So I touch that, and that's my photos. I'm going to make it we're going to do favorites. So now I'm going to expand this so that we can, well, you touch on it and it gets big. Now, watch this. You just touch here. There it is. Now it should say, oh, here. So you copy. So I'm going to copy it. Now I'll go to my message thing and pick out, if I can quickly, find Daniel and Marilyn. There's Marilyn and Brennan. I don't know what that one. This is it right here, Marilyn and Daniel. It's just the two of them. Right, yeah. So now I just touch here again to stimulate the paste, and look at that. It took out the background and everything, and there's a square image there of just the two of them. I mean, it masks, and if you look at it here, look at that. You see the background, and it plucked out the two people. There's a little white, in between there, which, who cares? But that's, how long did that take me? Nothing at all. So that's what you can do. And that's part of, that photo, this photo app. It's part of the operating system, in other words. It's not an app you had to buy. I'll do it again. Like here's some fantastic bird pictures. Let's do this one. That's the owl, the FAU, the owl. So now I'm going to touch it and hold my finger on his face. You see how the lightning went through it? So now I lift my finger off. You see it shows how it went around. You see going around the thing, and it goes around, and it gives you a signal to copy it. So now I copied it. Now I got to paste it somewhere. So let's see if I can. You have to paste it like into something. So let's do a text message. Just to Daniel. We're gonna the FAU basketball plays Thursday night at 7 o'clock on ESPN Plus. And if they win that game, they're in the final eight of their division, of the whole, Because if you get to the end of that bracket, you're in the final four. So it's really quite, and they were in the final four last year. Let's see how this worked. Well, it worked all right. It's just you don't have the wings because the image was a square image, so or it was a wider image. It was this. So apparently it doesn't go wide on that paste. Sorry. That was a sneeze from deep. Here's an app I just want to write on my screen here. It's right. Jesus. That's Marilyn's sister. 6 o'clock, giving her a call. Here we go. Anyway, 9 to 5. It's this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's up here. Sorry. It's the second one. It's Oh, I was trying to get this out of the way. Yeah. Anyway, 9 to 5 Mac. 9, the letter TO, letters, and then the number 5, and then Mac. 9 to 5 Mac. So this is, these people write articles about Apple stuff every day. So the lead article is the Apple Watch 9 and the Ultra 2 were taken off retail sales. So every store had to strip these watches off the shelves, off the display, and put an inventory in the warehouse in the back of the store. And a court, an appeals court, said, hold on a minute, let's take a look at this. So that's what said earlier today. These two watches, is on a pause thanks to the U.S. Appeals Court. So they can't, up in the headline here it says, Apple Watch 9 and the Ultra 2 returning to select stores. So maybe those stores are, I don't know what. I guess if we are thrilled to the end of those. Okay. Anyway. Apple's not the kind of company. It's a big company. They're not around designing stuff and stealing copyrighted, or patents. Some people do that and create knockoff instruments or personal wearables. Apple's teams have worked tirelessly over many years to develop technology. So, that's what their text here says. So apparently it crosses over the technology line. At least the lower court thought so. They put on a case in international court. But a court in the European Union, the evidence was heard and so forth. And it came down, you can't sell these unless you come to terms with the party that invented a certain piece of technology, and the part that measures, your. There we go. I'm doing it right now. It says measuring. I'll try to get closer. Came up with 74. That's it. I did a print screen. It should come up on this thing any second. I think it took. It'd be nice if it came up here already. Anyway, so that's what 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is there. So Apple returning to several stores and online tomorrow. Certain stores today and online tomorrow. Oh, that's a big deal. Yes. Yeah, this is, the Apple Watch is stunning. And the battery lasts like a day and a half. So I can charge it, like today I charged it in the morning. Let's see if I can, no, it didn't work. Got it. Let's see if we got a big one on screen here. Recents. Takes a little while before it gets. I just did like a print screen, and you can do that on your watch, and then it goes through the whole system and ends up in your photos thing. Let's see if it showed up in the photos thing in my phone. Recents. There it is. Oh, here it is. It just takes a couple minutes. I just did a print screen on my watch. See, December 27th at 6:14:19. See, 6:14. 19, 20, 21, 27. It's 6:15:12. Oh, damn, it just changed. But look at that display. I mean, that's, an amazing display. But talking about the battery, I charged it at 10 or 11 o'clock this morning. So 5-6 hours later, look, it's only used 10% of the battery. So, I leave it on when I sleep, and it's constantly measuring your blood, your heart rate, and on the watch. Well, when I do the heart rate, I can actually go up to this right here. I don't know if I got it. So now there's going to be another one, and it shows a graph of your range between, going to sleep and so forth. And then and then it has a resting rate graph. Plus, didn't work. Got it. And then the last one is your walking heart rate. I don't know how it knows that, but it does. See if it came up here. Yeah, there it is. So here's a graphic of my heart rate. You can see all the way on, from 12 a.m., 6 a.m., 12 a.m. And as of 6:16 p.m., see, it's 6:17, see that? So a minute ago, I snapped, how you do a print screen on your phone? Well, you can do it on the watch also. So I took the, see, this is the third notch, but you can go down, that's the second notch, and this is well, I didn't do it on the first notch, apparently. So you got 3 graphs. This is the walking average. You're always walking around. We can tell when you're walking and when you're sitting or exercising. So, but you got 4 different information things you can pick up. I guess that's what the eye is. The second one, and the first one would be the actual, let's go down here. There it is. Yeah, this was let's see if I can get it. Oops. You gotta touch those buttons exactly at the same time, or else no. Anyway, maybe that's why I don't have it, because yeah, I tried 5 times. Really, it doesn't want to do a print screen on the first one, because that's just getting the information. The important thing is, see, the resting heart rate is 64. The range for today was, and these are probably anomalies. Of course, this is like at 1 a.m. and this is at 5 a.m. This, when you see things like this, and then you got these 3 dots, that usually means it's like a slight inaccuracy. But you can see, now it counted it, as the lowest rate clocked during the last 12-hour period. And you see it's got the same goofy, it's got the same, so I don't know what that is, but it's not heart rate. It's just an anomaly in the way it picked up the score for this time slot. It does this, it keeps track of your heart rate all 24 hours. Now from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., you see there's no reading. Right there, it's blank. And that's because I had my watch off, and because the watch had an update. So I took it off and put it on a battery charger, as what they require. And that's why that's blank, because I didn't have the watch on. All right, very cool. Very interesting to me. Hope it's... All right, so that's the gift I got, which is a nice idea. This was the, look at that. That's prime rib. $25 a pound. So this is hanging over there, but yeah, it's the center of that is, about that big. Slices are about an inch thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an end piece. It's good. Very good. That's kind of like a Christmas. We did it 2 years ago. There's the bean dish. There you go. Yeah, I'm going right down the hole. How cool is that? Little video. It's very good. Let's do that again. There we go. It comes to life right away. Very nice. I like it. I think there was a piece and a half left over, so the boys packed me a to-go. We actually cooked it over at our kids' house. I bought it and put it in my refrigerator. And then Daniel picked it up and brought it to his place, so he could take it out of the oven at 8 o'clock. so that the internal temperature would warm up. You know, instead of having it down to 43 degrees, it warmed up to like 50, 55 degrees. It should have been taken out, at like 7:30. If you want to cook it at noon. It takes 5 or 6 hours to get that up to like 65 degrees. And then you're going to put it in a 200-degree oven, so it's not like there's going to be any bacteria growth. Let's see, there's another one. Speaking of little videos, let's see what that one is. Look at it steaming. That's the rib roast, right? That's like in the oven. Yeah, you see all the veggie stuff underneath. Let's see. Yeah, very nice. This is out of the oven. Oh my God! Talk about that pan being hot. Let's do this one. 17 seconds. Oh, where'd the meat go? they moved the meat. But that's the au jus. You pour that in a dish. You're not necessarily going to eat those veggies, but you could. Yep. It's got wine. It's got seasoning and stuff. There's a still image. That's a video. How do you get that sucker out of there? Because you don't want it well done. And here's what it looked like 2 years ago when we started. And that's 2 years. 2 years and 3 hours later when it's done. See the time on top? The time on top. It just adds, it's amazing how this stuff adds flavor. But we cooked it in my everyday pan, and to elevate it away from the juices, I had a plate. I just turned the plate upside down, put that thing right on the plate upside down. And it elevated it, about an inch. That's all it is, because this is a big 19-inch pan. All that fit in, because I cooked it at our place. Let's see if I have a picture. Yeah, so here's, I'm rubbing in the salt and pepper, sauteing the onions. Highlights, Arizona. Jeez. Arizona was ahead 71-73 with 1 minute to go. And guess what? FAU tied the game at 77. And then and then it went double overtime. Oh God, can you imagine? And FAU won. It was the first time that Arizona had lost in their brackets, and it's the first time FAU ever played a Big Ten college. Actually in the tournament. They start off with 64 teams, and they end up with 2, and then they play, and they end up with the winner. But they start off with 64 teams. 16 teams in each, bracket. And there's 4 of them. 4 times 16 is 64, right? Anyway, so that's what that little story was about. There you go. Number 14 FAU topples number 4 Arizona. Whew. In the potential March preview. Not too sure that. I'll have to get Anyway, they won the game 90. You can see right there, 96-95. It felt like a high-level basketball game, FAU coach Dusty May said. This felt like a February game with the conference championship on the line. So this, I guess these last things are like seasonal stuff. But this puts you into the brackets, because you got to get into the six. You got to be one of the 64 teams to be in the March Madness tournament. See, May should know, having last year's season taken the Owls on a stunning run into the Final Four. Only 8 other teams in the history seeded 9th or lower ever made it to the Final Four. I mean, it was so exciting. Maryland's got, Final Four shirts. I mean, we were so excited locally. I mean, I've been on adjunct faculty at FAU for 20 years. So we're kind of like FAU folks. It's the biggest school in town, so to speak, and FAU. Boca Raton is a town. And there is a university there. And I've been on the faculty there for 20 years. I'm not teaching there currently because, I was teaching digital photography, and no one's interested in that. It was a sexy thing, 20 years ago. Anyway, I have this website, 416-1100.com. See this, that icon with that looks like a circle with a camera on a tripod in the middle. That's 416.1100.com. You see it up top. And we can go to, let me show you go all the way to the bottom. Whoops. Look at that. 26,411,549. That's how many. We got a visitor counter every time someone goes, to this a web page on my site. This counter goes up one. Look, I can do like a thing. So I'm going to hit this restart button, and that says 429, right? Let's get to the bottom and see what it says now. See, now it says 550 instead of 549. So every time there's a page hit, this thing goes up one. So from 1990 to 2024, actually I reset the counter. Let's see, do I say somewhere about that? I may have taken that out. It's kind of old in those two colors. I reset the counter, I think, in 2005. I'll see another date in there. So this is not exactly. Oh, here it is. The digital counter above displays the number of unique page visits since 2005, when the site was renovated and the counter was reset. Yeah, we created this website. It took years to figure it out, but I figured it out. Look at this. I mean, this is pretty good looking. So every one of these images is a directory of all kinds of galleries underneath. Like this is medical. So if you hit that one, you got to put in a password. And it opens up to different surgical shots that I took. So a couple of doctors asked me to take digital images of certain surgeries. And then they go somewhere and they would show the pictures when they put on their presentation. You know, I mean, one doctor was a plastic surgeon, which is in this little group here. And it was, breast reduction or breast increase, I forget which. And a certain liposuction with an ultrasound kind of a wand. You know, instead of just scraping the fat with liposuction, this kind of liquefied it with this ultrasonic wand. So I took pictures of that. Yeah, it was good. It is good. So and here's one. You press this one, FAU classes, right in the middle here. I'll touch on it. FAU classes. There's some, I'm going to touch on that again. So this is student images. You go through there and you get all these student images. Very nice pictures of this lady's cat. And there's a picture of a dog. I'm going to go back. So this right here is a partial picture of the cover of the book I wrote. Morning. Sign up early to reserve your seat. And this talks about stuff. And here's where I was in building 55. I have the key on my hanging up on my thing. Room 352 on the third floor in the Earth Sciences. Okay. Jim Wilson. Faculty. Adjunct. Which means you're not a full-time teacher there. I taught, night classes, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This was 8 weeks, one evening a week, from 6:45 to 9:15. So that's like 2.5 hours. And it's a class of, 20 or less for best student-teacher interaction. It was, digital, was so new 15 years ago. That a lot of people, look at this, a $300 class. So we didn't give it away. And that does not include the required text material is a shrimp wrap publisher package, a bundle. So you got 2 books. You got my book and someone else's book. And this was the ISBN number for the bundle. And it was, in the FAU bookstore, years ago. That was like 2008, 2007. And then, no, it was earlier than that. It was 2007. The book had the second reprint, second edition, which I had some enhancements to the book and made some changes. And Pearson Education was the publisher, which is, for someone's first publisher, it's the largest publisher, in the world for educational publishing. Oh my God, so it wasn't the Okie Finokie Press. This is like the, God, what would you call it? It was like the Rolls Royce of publishers. You know, it wasn't BMW. It wasn't Mercedes-Benz. It was Rolls Royces right up. This, you know, the most expensive car on the road. Well, that was my publisher. See, there it is. On the back end of the book, Pearson Publishing. There's the ISBN for my book owned by itself. They apply and you get an ISBN number. Every book has a unique ISBN number. And it has to do with the subject, and you know, here's the code. This is the ISBN, see? 0780536 754264. They scan that, and that's how they sell them in a store. If the store has it in their image, you know, in their makeup to sell. So this is the back cover of it. So in Photoshop, see Adobe Photoshop. Whoops. We were, I'm gone. We were doing some special layers. Anyway, that was a nice, interesting time of my life cycle, teaching at FAU. Excuse me. Oh, we get rid of this clipboard. There's the car. Where's Marilyn? She's driving. Can you see that? She's going 9 miles an hour. I mean, this car is crazy. I can see. See location. She's right close. See the blue dot is me, and the red arrow is Marilyn. So she's stopped at an intersection. I think, yeah, this is live. So she'll be coming in. Yep, see? That's crazy. You're seeing this live, baby. Now she's gonna turn into the building, and then you're gonna see her go around and around. All right, well, we're going to wrap this up because Marilyn's coming. I'm going to go back in the kitchen and make sure everything's good. I've got my insulin here. It's with that cold thingy. I could bring my thermometer and tell you it's about 4 degrees centigrade in there. You got to keep it under, 20. So, like Fahrenheit, you got to keep it, somewhere between 36 degrees and 45 degrees, right in that range. Now, actually, the pen, once you start using the cartridge, room temperature, as long as room temperature is under 78 degrees. Yeah, so, or 80 degrees. I'm never at 80 degrees room temperature. I'd be sweating my brains out. The temperature in the house is 70.0. Outside, it's 70. You can see where I'm pointing, sort of. It's 71.6. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a nice evening. Earlier in the day. Pretty cool. I'll leave this music on for a minute.